It's over from the link. Tampa Bay holds on to win 28-22. Tampa dominated the first half. We're up 21-7. Eagles actually played pretty hard and pretty well in the second half. Scored a touchdown, made the two midway through the fourth quarter, 5-6 minutes to go, and never got the ball back. Tom Brady, first down, all the way inside the 10. Now, they could have kicked the field goal. They didn't. They knelt, and as a result, the Bucs win, but the Eagles cover in a pretty interesting ball game, even though if it wasn't always beautiful, from Philadelphia. All right, it's always sunny where B-Mac is. There he is, our two-time Super Bowl champ, jumps aboard. Tampa Bay, 28-22. I didn't think they were particularly impressive, and yet somehow, they dominate the time possession, they dominate the stats, they scored 28 points. What did you make of Tampa's performance tonight?
You rarely see a team put up an ugly performance and still put up almost 30 points and win, right? But the standard has been set so high for Tampa, especially on the offensive side of things. This was a sloppy ball game from Tom Brady in totality. The entire offense, they had some sloppy play, but they still put up 28 points. So when this team is clicking, when this team is fully healthy, especially on the offensive end, they're an elite-like team. But this was a Thursday night game, and historically speaking, Tom has kind of been average on Thursday night contests, but he was able to go out and put together a nice string of plays for them to win this ball game. But a sloppy play from their offense, EK, was more than enough for them to win the ball game.
I'm going to get to their defense in a minute, but one more quick one on the offensive side. Antonio Brown, 13 targets, 9 catches, 93 yards, a touchdown, had the biggest play of the game. That was it when they got it on a 3rd and 7 on that final drive. Antonio Brown, is he their guy now? At the end of the day, you played in the secondary stopping teams. Do you have to stop him first if you're taking care of what's going on with all these pass catchers?
It depends if he's rolling. That's the unique thing about Tampa's offense. Any given time, any given night, it can be AB's night, it can be Mike Evans' night, it can be Chris Godwin's night. They have 3 number 1 wide receivers, EK. How many offenses can say they have 3 number 1 wide receivers? And tonight, it was his night. And I can tell you this much, if you allow AB to get rolling, look out, it's going to be a long night. He had 9 receptions on 13 targets. Clearly, Tom Brady loves some Antonio Brown. 13 targets, 93 yards, 1 touchdown. Huge clutch-like catches on 3rd downs, being able to extend the drives. So is he the main guy you need to stop? It depends on what Tom Brady is thinking. If he's going to target Mike Evans, we know Mike Evans can put up the same numbers that AB put up tonight, but Mike Evans only had 4 targets. Chris Godwin had 5 targets. Tonight, the game plan was surrounded around AB, and if you ever decide to cloud AB, which means double cover him, guess what? You got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin. So that's the luxury that Tom Brady has. It's not just about one guy. You have 2 other guys you need to worry about.
All right, on defense, Richard Sherman left early in the game with an injury. That secondary, it seems like whoever they put out there immediately gets hurt. But yet they only gave up 115 yards passing. Now, there were a couple of big PIs, and those don't show up in the stats. So it wasn't like they were locked down all night. But at the end of the day, how worried are you about this secondary when they keep rolling new guys out there, but the results were not there against them tonight?
I'm very concerned. Richard Sherman, who they just signed maybe 2 weeks ago off the streets, came in and instantly became a starting cornerback because they were dealing with so many injuries in the secondary. Now he went out of the ball game with a hamstring. We don't know how severe that injury is, but clearly it was severe enough to be able to remove him. You already don't have Carlton Davis. Dean came back just over a week ago. The depth at the cornerback position is an issue for them, and that's something we need to monitor throughout the course of the season, especially when you talk about playoff caliber football playing against pretty good teams. Because when you look at the NFC, you have some real nice explosive offenses, right? And teams that we believe will be in the playoff picture, the Arizona Cardinals, the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys,
Rams, whoever you want to pick. There's a bunch of them. Yeah,
yes.
You're absolutely right.
It's a bunch of them. So hopefully they can get healthy, but right now I am concerned with their defense, primarily speaking, in the secondary.
All right, over to the Eagles. Strange game. Looked dreadful in the first half. Looked like a credible team in the second half. They come up a little short. What's the best thing and the worst thing you can say about the Eagles tonight?
The best thing for the Eagles offensively, they're a second half team. They did this again. They did this last week and did it again tonight. They're a second half team. The worst thing, the coaching, the play calling is bad. Miles Sanders had 1 carry at halftime. How's that possible? He was healthy, feeling good, no injuries, nothing, not ill, feeling good. Why is your feature running back going into halftime with only 1 carry? They have to find a way to get him more involved. And also, too, the worst thing with their offensive line, they're bad and their pass catchers, they can't create any separation. So until they improve individually, they have to find a way to scheme up defenses to put their players in better positions to be successful.
See, I look and say on offense, I just don't think they're a very talented 11. But the best thing I can say is they play hard, they fight hard, they don't give up, all right? I mean, that's what it was. But if you look at it, I think their quarterback's below average. I think their run game's below average. And right now with the injuries, I think their offensive line's below average. The receivers are below average. But they fought hard, and they gave you a heck of an effort tonight in the second half when it looked like they were blown out, and maybe at halftime they could have packed up the gear and said goodbye. They did show a little pride. On the final drive, the league has said that they are going to crack down on taunting. What did you think of the penalty call on the first play of the final drive? Tampa Bay gets the ball, 5 change left, up 6. Eagles need a stop. Defense is playing well. They hold them first down, essentially no gain. And then getting up, they call a penalty on the Eagles for taunting. You thought what with that call?
It's bogus. I hate it. Unfortunately, that's the letter of the law. You can't show any emotion towards the opposing player. That does not make any sense, but that's the rule right now.
But you're telling me the only time someone showed emotion on a tackle the whole night was there in the biggest spot of the game on the final drive? You can't keep that flag in your pocket there. And it wasn't like it was egregious. It wasn't like, sometimes you look and you go, okay, that was so obvious. You didn't give the officials a choice. I didn't care who win tonight. It didn't affect my wagers. I don't like either team. I don't hate either team. I didn't care who won tonight. And I'm telling you, I hated the call because you got in that spot, an official, let the players decide it. Go ahead, last word.
I'm right there with you. It didn't make any sense. I mean, Avery was showing emotion. He was mean mugging, yelling in the direction of Leonard Fournette. What's the issue? The game of football is an emotional sport. Heck, you get emotional watching it. I watch football with you every Sunday, EK. You get emotional just watching.
Guilty
you
as
even
charged.
Have a helmet on. So my thing is this, for players that are involved in the heat of the moment, they will showcase emotions. That's a part of the game. Right there. He didn't say, I don't know what he yelled, what he screamed, but clearly was anything disrespectful. That was the issue right there. Avery standing up, Leonard Fournette trying to get up and accidentally bumped each other. And that's a penalty? And I can tell you this much, we don't know how the outcome of the game would have changed if that penalty was not called. But they had momentum. Instantly, it was going to be 2nd and 13 or 14. You're in a good position to be able to get the offense back the football once again. That was 15 yards. That jump-started the final drive for Tampa, and guess what? The Eagles never saw the football again. The referees, the officiating crew, whoever is in charge, they need to assess this whole rule and take the gas off of it a little bit.
Or better yet,
it's about being emotional.
If it's going to be a point of emphasis, make it a point of emphasis in the first half. Make it a point of emphasis the first time it's done in a game, right? Make it a point of emphasis early on and tell guys in the first half, listen, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. But don't call it for the first time in a key spot in the fourth quarter. Let the guys play. Let the players decide the game. And I say this as a guy, I didn't have a wager that was affected. I didn't care about the Eagles tonight. I didn't care about the Bucs tonight. So I'm the neutral fan giving you that perspective because sometimes people are clouded by their fandom or who they had as a wager. I'm telling you it didn't matter either way. All right, let's wrap it up with this. You feel better or worse about the Bucs after this game overall? And do you feel better or worse about the Eagles in this game overall? Because we thought the Bucs should win by a touchdown, and they did.
I feel better about Tampa. It was an ugly, sloppy game, to say the least. They still put up 28 points. They still won by a touchdown. Eventually, they will get healthy, especially on the defensive side. But I can tell you this much. Offensively, Your opposing offense better be able to put up 30 points at least playing against Tampa, because Tom Brady with a healthy Gronkowski, with a healthy Antonio Brown, playoff Lenny, even though it's in the regular season, let's go ahead and start naming him again playoff Lenny, because that's how he's playing right now, along with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I feel better about Tampa, because if you can play a horrible ball game, to say the least, and still put up 28 points and win, that tells you how good you are. I feel worse about Philly. Offensive line-wise, they're already dealing with injuries again. That was the issue for them last year. It seems like every offensive lineman will go through some type of injury at some point in time. And when they don't have their full arsenal of linemen, they're going to struggle. Wide receiver-wise, EK, they don't have guys that can create separation. They don't have guys that can win their one-on-one matchups. And that forces more pressure on Jalen Hurts, and he's always running for his life.
Yeah, look,
and
Devontae Smith might be that guy someday, but he's a rookie. He's 5 games into his career. We're not asking him to be first-team All-Pro yet. He's a work in progress. You're right, absolutely. Right now, they don't have guys that are going to win against really good veteran players on the other side of the ball, spot after spot after spot. I hear what you're saying. Well done. As always, our 2-time Super Bowl champ. He gives us the best analysis. And you see here, Tampa Bay, who he says, hey, you win games on the road when you're not playing your best. You still put up 28. Watch out for the Bucs. It's a good point. Eagles fall to 2-4, although the schedule has not been easy. 0-3 at home. They lose to San Francisco, they lose to Kansas City, and now they lose to the world champs. So already the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl last year were 2 of their first 3 home games. 2-4 for the Eagles. Now, you see the numbers and the stats there. How does this affect your fantasy team? What should you do from...
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.